Hello, how you doing, guys? Today, how is everybody doing? How is the week? I hope your week has been very successful. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Thank you for being part of the show, FarmerHubTV. Thank you for always staying tuned to our show, despite all technical issues and everything. It's a live show, so sometimes we are not able to stop some of these stuff from coming up. But I just want to say thank you so much once again for joining us, for being part of our family. And as you know, today we have another guest that we brought to you. We're hoping that we'll be able to get him on the show as soon as possible. He's not joined us yet, so while we're waiting for him, I'm just going to quickly run the intro and we'll get back to the show. Thank you so much. All right, we are live back once again. Thank you so much for staying tuned with us. If you like what we're doing, please do subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And if you have subscribed, to click on the notification button so that anytime we're uploading new, we're shooting any live stream, you'll be able to get notification on when we're doing that. I just want to say a big thank you to our family once again for being part of the show and always staying tuned to watching us. I remember this week that last week we spoke about we spoke to Mr. Odunto, the CEO of B Craft Consult in Utah, and the program is, I believe, is ending today, to 26th, and that's the Honeybee Outreach Empowerment Program. I hopefully that you guys have been able to join in on that Zoom, you know, broadcast, and I wish him success in everything that he's doing. And so let's come back now to our guest today. Our guest today is wow, is an inspirational guest. I read the story and I was like, oh, you know what? This is someone I would definitely would want to talk to. And I'm so glad that he's been able to come on the show, give us a little bit of of time on his busy schedule to talk to us. I'm talking about the one and only person that they call the farmer in suit, and that's in the name of that's I have the name here. I don't want to butcher it, so that I make sure I have the right name. That's Mr. Usman Ali Lawan. He's here right now, so I'm going to just bring him on the show so that we can start up. I'm going to leave him to share details of who he is and everything, but you guys just need to stay tuned because you're going to learn a lot from him. He's such an inspiration for we upcoming farmers and or even those that are already in farming. So just older, I'm going to add him to the show now. Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good evening. I'm doing well. How are you? Or maybe good morning.
Yeah, good morning over here in Canada. Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. Thank you so much for being part of the show, for answering our call. Like I've told our viewers, you're such an inspiration. When my colleague Tunde told me about you and sent me the link, I read the article about you. I was so inspired. I was like, definitely, this is someone we want on the show. And I've said just a tiny little bit about you that I've read as
Mhm.
well. But I will be very grateful if you could introduce yourself, tell us who you are, what you do, and we kick it from there. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good day, everyone. My name is Usman Ali Lawan. They call me the farmer in suit. I am the founder and CEO of Usaifa International Limited. Usaifa is actually a sustainable farming venture that practices and promotes zero waste agriculture. What we have done is we created a cycle where the waste produce of one process serve as input for the next process. And we are focusing on production of poultry, meat, egg, and also fish. That's our major catch, but we also do a lot of other things around the agricultural value chain and sector. Uh, we also have an online platform where we have built a network of 7,250 farmers. These smallholder farmers, we help them with farm input credit, farm extension service support, and also provide links for their market. They grow the major raw materials that are used for poultry and fish feed, and we actually serve as a market for their produce. And also
Wow.
the product that we cannot buy, we're able to help to sell in a better
Mm,
market for them.
mm,
Well, my background is actually business administration, and then I went up to
mhm,
do a master's in energy studies, majored in
mm,
energy finance. I've always wanted to be an oil and gas mogul. I've always wanted to be a finance guy. But I
mm,
mean, after I returned to Nigeria, everything was looking downward, and all the plans I thought I had were crumbling. And this was when I actually went into. Now, as soon as I got the first job that I got after returning to Nigeria, I didn't quite like
mm.
the sector much. But I mean,
Yeah.
man must survive, right?
Oh yeah.
So I had to take whatever was coming. And then at that point, I
Mm,
knew that look, I had to do something different. But it
mm,
wasn't the thinking of doing something different that got me into agriculture. So I mean, I am a village boy from Kura in Kano State.
mm,
I remember how I used to watch my grandfather, how he would produce, his tomato, his bell pepper, and other produce.
and all the
And
produce.
he would lose up to between 30 to up to 50% of his produce during
Mm,
peak season. He wasn't a bad farmer. He was a really, really good farmer. However, he didn't have some of the basics that every farmer needs to be able to
mm,
become a sustainable farmer. So he remained a subsistence farmer his entire life. Now, during my work, as I got my new job, I had opportunity to engage with rural communities. And this
yeah.
was when I began to observe that all of those problems that my grandfather used to have some 20, 30 years ago are still there.
Mm,
So smallholder farmers in Nigeria lack access to funding, they lack access to farm input support, they lack access to, all of it. The road is bad, logistics is near zero, access to
mm.
market is a huge problem. And
Yep.
this was when I started thinking, look, I couldn't help my grandfather, right? He did his bit and he left. But if someone could be able to help the smallholder farmers, maybe I should be the one. And this
Mm,
was when I started curating myself and, even my learning process and my personal development towards agriculture, especially being that my background was not in agriculture.
mm,
And so in December of 2012, we bought the first land that was to become Usefa Agro Allied. And we started operations in April of 2013 with only
mm.
350 broiler beds.
No.
Today, we have built the farm capacity to the capacity of 38,000 beds, both broilers and layers, and
Wow.
also 200,000 catfish grow out per
Mm,
annum. We also have capacity to hatch up to 250,000 fingerlings every month.
mm,
We have also metamorphosed from building the zero waste agriculture cycle, which actually includes our own activity plus the smallholder farmer network that we have built
that you have
using
built. Yeah.
digital apps and stuff. We have now also metamorphosed into a training institute. So very soon we are going to unveil the Osefa Entrepreneurship and Agribusiness Institute, because I believe that one of the major issues that we have, the difference between an exceptionally good farmer and an average farmer is this bit. A friend of mine told me it's only 3 days. But here's the thing, it's
Mm.
actually 3 days of information and knowledge.
Information and knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you don't have the right information, there's a problem. A lot of people go into ag and then they burn their fingers. So we thought, okay,
Mm,
there's another gap that we might be able to help, hopefully. And that's why we're also starting the Agribusiness and Entrepreneurship Institute, hopefully in the first quarter of next year.
mm.
Thank you.
Wow. So thank you so much. Such, like I said, I've even learned even more about you from much more than what I read about you, just from this
Mhm.
little, information that you've given us. And
Mhm.
I was so glad to have you on the show once again. I'm always so excited when I meet someone like you, someone that is inspiring others, and someone that's actually come out from, you know, in Nigeria, it's not easy to start up something and be successful in it. You understand?
Very true. Mhm.
One of the reasons why I left Nigeria was, was so difficult. I started up so many ventures, and at one point there was always one hindrance or the other. So I was like, okay, I think I have to, So I'm always, so excited when I meet someone like you that is still in Nigeria and has been, I've gone through it all, and you're now, a success story for someone like us. You understand? So it makes me believe back in Nigeria. It makes me want to come back and, do my own beats. You understand? So thank you so much for what you're doing. So from from the little description you grew a 350 birds
Yeah.
into a 38,000 production.
Hmm. Yes.
Wow. How did you what was how did you go about it? I just want to, nitpick a little bit,
Yeah.
because it's, I would want to know how you it grew from that to what it is now.
Yeah. So in a few words, I would say clarity of vision,
Mm,
um, consistency, and perseverance.
yeah.
In a few words, but you want me to tell you the story now? That's a different thing. Yeah.
Well, I'm still going to hear the story. That'll probably be much later when I come, because I'm
Yeah. So
definitely going to come
so
visit
so
you.
it's
Yeah.
actually, for me, it's actually consistency. First of all,
Mm,
clarity of purpose. Very
yes.
important. You have to be clear
Mm,
about your vision.
all
So when we
right.
started, we thought we just wanted to have something by the side. But soon
Mm,
enough, as I dive into it, as I consume myself and try to understand that the ag sector, I also begin to see a lot of the other challenges. I don't want to say problems, so I'm deliberately saying
mm,
challenges. A lot of
yes.
the other challenges that are in the sector and the entire value chain. Now, when you
Mm,
see challenges, you are very more likely to see opportunities
mm.
as against when you see problems, right?
Problems,
So
yes.
because I
You're
saw
very
the
right.
challenges, I also saw the opportunities that are in the sector, and
Mm,
we kept pushing. We kept growing. Like, I mean, we grew from 350 beds to 700 beds within the first year, and then we were able to hit about 1,200 beds by the end of 2013. But soon enough, I realized that I really, really need help, and this was when most of the things that we did came in. So I actually started applying for fellowships,
mm,
and I also started with the fellowships. I was building my network, I was building credibility, I was
mm,
building validation, and then soon enough, I also started applying for grants.
mm,
So yes, I became known as that Nigerian boy who wants to change the story of smallholder farmers, and also
mm.
how we farm in Nigeria.
Our
Because
farm in
for
Nigeria.
us, sustainability is very important. Sustainability,
Mm,
whether it is financial or it is environmental, our entire process actually hammers on that bit. And then the
mm,
second most important thing for us is actually the success of the smallholder farmers, because they are actually the engine room of the
mm.
entire agricultural value chain and
Value
subsector.
chain, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so for me, these are key important stuff. So of course, a lot of fellowships, a lot of traveling, a lot of going to places, going on excursions, seeing different models that work. I've been
So
to
you
all
kept
over
on
the
you
place.
as you were going, you kept on seeking knowledge, you kept on improving
Absolutely.
yourself.
Absolutely. I have my camera. Everybody thinks I'm a photographer. I'm either taking pictures or I'm taking videos. And
Mm,
that's because I have an intent. My intention
mm,
was to, get all of that information and come and build our own model, right?
mm,
But of course, also along the line, you make friends, you build network, and then we're able to see grant opportunities. We did some applications. We won some, we lost some. But
mm.
most importantly, up to this moment, every penny that has been made in the farm as profit has gone back into the farm.
Into the farm.
Yeah, the
So
target was, look, we are going to do 10 years or maybe 8 years, and then we would At that point, we will get equity investors to come in and be part, get some shares from the company. Otherwise, we just wanted to build to get to a point. It's a model. So we need to make a statement. Look, it works because it has worked for us and consistently. Research says that any business that survives 7 years is likely to survive another 70 years.
Yes, that's true.
So we have proven that the model works. Now we can get investors to come in and bring in some equity, and then maybe yes. So this is the vision for us.
Wow. So that's so good. So from everything that you said now, there's no farmer without the business part of it. So every farmer needs to learn the business part of farming as well. That's what would actually, make you successful in farming.
Absolutely. One of I think when I did my TED talk, the my topic, I need to remember it. My topic was the business of farming is not farming. The business of farming is not farming. So you have to move from being a farmer to being a farm entrepreneur or an agripreneur. You need to be able to understand the technicalities of farming. But along with that, you must also understand the fundamentals of farming business. If you do not have a good grasp of both two, then you have a problem. A lot of people in Nigeria usually start their farming business from the end. You start your business from the end when the only thing you're looking at is, you do a calculator, you calculate some projections. Okay, I am going to raise 1,000 fish, and I am going to spend 800,000 to raise those fish. When I raise 1,000 fish at 1.5 kg, I am going to sell them at 1,200. So I am going to make 1.2 million in revenue. So if I invest 800,000, I'll make a profit of 400,000 over the next 4 months, right? This is how the business plans that I see around are actually expressed. And this is what a lot of people would tell you. Okay, now, uncle, now you start the farming. You're 5 months down the road. Maybe your fish has stunted growth because you do not understand the fundamentals of agronomy. Like you do not understand the technicality of having a fish farm, for instance, right? Or they are even dying. And then at this point, you're calling everybody when you have a crisis in your hand. Well, let's even assume that everything goes on well. They didn't die. You didn't experience stunted growth. Now, you have actually successfully raised 1,000 fish. Probably you get maybe 50 die. I'm just running some numbers in my head now. Yeah, 50 die. So you have 950 of them, and they're averaging 1.2 to 1.5 kg, right? It's been 5 months, and you are happy. Now the problem starts. You don't know where to sell them because you actually didn't think about your markets. The last part of any business is revenue.
Yep.
That's the last thing that happens after you finish the business, everything completed before you see the money in your hand. But first of all, you have to understand the technicality. You have to understand the nature of agronomic practice. You have to understand your environment. Then you have to understand culture, right? And then you have to understand how to even sell them. Because in the end, if you have a successful farm, but you're not able to sell it and make money, you only have 950 fish, which is going to be consuming a lot of feed for you, right? So people start their farming business mostly in Nigeria from the end, not from the beginning. The beginning is, first of all, understand the nitty-gritty of the agronomic practices. And then the second thing is understand the business aspects of whatever agri subsector you're going into. Once you do that, of course, you would have built your market before you get to the point of sales, and hopefully you'll be all right. Well, I make it sound very simple. I must also add that doing business in Nigeria is hard.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I know.
So I'm not discounting that.
See, it's not easy. I always tell people that Nigeria is a different world. I don't call Nigeria a country. I call it its own world. Things are done differently,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to understand how things are done in Nigeria for you to be able to, manipulate things around and be successful in things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not been easy, but for someone like you that have been able to pass through the thick and thin and of Nigeria, and your success story, and you're still pushing further. I know you still have other things you want to achieve as well. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So it's not you've reached your bus stop, so to say. You still have
We're
other
actually
stuff
just
that
starting.
you just exactly. So that's the thing. So but from with where you are right now, you're still inspiring others, because some of us, like, are still trying to get to where you are. So it's so wonderful talking to you. And your company name, your farm name is you say you safer, right?
Yes,
Okay.
USAIFA.
AFA. So
Yeah. We
so
also have the e-platform where we coordinate farmers, crowdsource investment for them, and also provide them with farm support. Is
okay.
Farmer Institute,
Mm. Oh,
www.farmerinstitute.com.
so the website is Farmer Insurance.
Yes.
Okay. So, is that suits with an S or just T?
No, suit. SUIT.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I have it here. So what I'll do is that I'll also have that. I'll share that link as well
Mm-hmm.
on here, so that
Mm-hmm.
anybody that wants to get in touch with you, I believe all your contacts and everything is on there as
Yes.
well. So
Yeah.
I would also, when we're done, I'll still go back, because you're definitely someone I want to keep contact with. And like I said, I'm hoping that when I come to Nigeria, that we actually do a proper video tour of your
Mm-hmm.
facilities and
No,
everything.
no
Oh,
problem. So
you understand?
we're very open
So
to
we
you.
would want to do that. And
Mm-hmm.
the whole idea of me starting up this program is that, because I'm not in Nigeria, it's been very
Mm-hmm.
difficult starting up things without getting into one issues. In fact, I've tried on several occasions, and it kept on failing because I'm not there
Mm-hmm.
to, I'm always dedicating it to someone, and it's
So
always
I
an
need to say
issue.
something to you.
Yeah.
I need to say something to you.
Okay, go on.
If you're starting a farming business and
Mm,
you're not on the ground, I am almost certain about one thing.
mm,
It will fail.
exactly. Yeah.
It will fail. I mean, I've
Mm.
been
I
around for
know.
a while. This is what I tell people. Hey, you know what? If you're not
I
going to be
actually
boots
know
on the
that.
ground, if you're not going to be boots on the ground, do not put your
Mm.
money, unless you're doing it in partnership with someone
With
who
someone. Yeah.
shares common
Mm,
purpose, common values, and common
mm.
vision. Otherwise, it will fail.
I know that I've gone through it already. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things I brought up this show, because
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to connect with other farmers that are actually
Hmm.
doing things and are being successful, learn from
Yeah.
them, share with other people as well. That's what brought about the show. But
Hmm.
so we've been lucky enough to talk to like wonderful people, successful, intelligent farmers, young and old, female, male, you understand.
Hmm.
So, and they've opened our eyes to a lot of things and everything. So you're definitely someone we would want to connect with, we would want to, because I have friends and families, and you'll be surprised by the time I post your contact here. You're going to get
Hmm.
calls from different places, because I get replies on that. If,
Hmm.
someone called me from your show, says it's from Austria. I'll be like,
Hmm.
okay, they're watching it different places.
Hmm.
So another thing I would want to say is that you have other projects that you do apart from the poultry, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you just give us an idea of these other projects that you have?
So one of the things we do is we actually do call small business development.
Okay.
Worked a lot, especially in the Northeast and the Northwest, where they have been, suffering attacks from the Boko
Mm,
Haram crisis and
yes.
also the bandits. So what we do is we're teaching purely agriculture. Like I said, our focus is agribusiness and sustainable agricultural practices. So you see, the thing is this: most people who have been farmers all their life either know some of these things, but they're just not enforced because they don't understand the magic that little changes can do to their productivity. So we help
Yes.
smallholder farmers to increase their productivity and improve their livelihood. But we also do trainings in entrepreneurship and small business development. So you have a small business and you're struggling with it, of course, we're there to help you. The focus of my PhD thesis is actually agribusiness innovation and entrepreneurship development. So yeah, so basically we work with whether it's the United Nations, UN Women, or UNICEF and other local and international agencies that are focused on helping, rural communities and especially hard to reach communities. Yeah, so yes, we're always open to some of these projects as well. And of course, we also do consultancy for farm setup and building of agribusiness ventures. I tell someone the other day, look, for me, he says, why are you teaching people what you're doing? You're creating competition for yourself. I'm like, no, there is no competition in this space. There's space for collaboration. Like the space is too big. I mean, we still import about 50% of all the poultry meat and the fish that we eat in Nigeria. Now, whether it is imported legally or smuggled, but a chunk of the percentage is still imported.
It's still imported.
So you see, despite what we're doing, we have inefficiencies in the entire value chain, whichever you take. And I see the need for collaboration. I see the need for people to do it right. So I mean, yeah. So I'm always open to collaboration, and I don't see competition. It doesn't scare me.
I always even tell people that in agriculture, farming generally, there's no competition. Like here in Canada, they have a project where they say farmers helping farmers. If you walk up to a farmer and in fact there's this recent flood that happened where I stay in the Fraser Valley in Vancouver where I stay, and it was so terrible that because it's a farming area, so it affected a lot of farm produce, cattle, and all that. Farmers that are not close to the flood area were the ones taking out the cattles and everything to house them. They don't know how long they're gonna house it. They're gonna house it for maybe a year because before the water resides, before everything comes back to normal, right?
If you are a real farmer, you know the pains of a farmer.
Exactly.
And
so,
you know your family. So we are family.
So it's a family thing. That's that's just it. So and that's why on my you always see that I put things like I talk about things like farmers helping farmers, no food, no farmer. These are all ideologies that I got to found out here that as long as you're into farming, your family with every farmer, you should always be willing to help out, and everything. So it's a wonderful thing what you're doing. I know, that's why I'm saying we have to come back. In fact, I have to come on your on to Nigeria to see your farm because
no problems.
it's something I would want to share when I get back, and also learn from you as well. How you're doing things and all that. So from your website, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so you could actually order some of your produce on there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What we do with this particular website is that we crowdsource funding from professionals like doctors, lawyers, engineers who understand the problem of farming and want to farm but either do not have. So like you, instead of taking your money and putting it directly into farming, you can then give it to us, knowing that we have the credibility to be able to support. And then we help with that. We help you do the farming. And then we, at the end of the farming season, you get your money back plus a profit. But the rural farmer is able to utilize your money during their entire farming activity. Yeah, but then also we have our website. That's the other website for Usaifa is down right now because we're doing some updates on it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So I have the website right on the screen right now. That's
Yes.
the farmerinsuit.com website. So you can see it's well laid out. And for a farming, an agric website, this is wow. You understand? Everything is
Thank
there.
you. Thank you.
You register. If you want to start up a project, you can actually monitor your farm while so you can actually be, like you said, a farmer in suit. You can actually be a farmer with actually not being on the farm through farmer in suit website. And also you can source for your produce. I can see on here they have the birds, so they have corn, and there's soya beans on there, and I'm very sure you have much more than that. So guys, anytime you want to source for anything about agriculture farming, go on the website, contact farmer institute, and they'll be able to help you out. So this is nice. So
Thank you.
let's share just few more. I'm just going to ask you. I'm not even asking. I'm just going to be talking to you, because when you talk to someone as intelligent as you, it's always very easy, because I won't have to say much. In fact, in the long story, you've answered most of my questions. So I'm going to share some of our comments from our viewers right now. O'Shea Beauty says hello. Also would want to know, says, please, sir, I have a question. How many crates of eggs can 50 layers lay in a day? I don't know if you could help out with that
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, I can. So 50 layers. Now it depends, right? It depends on the management, it depends on the breed, it depends on
Mm,
allocation, it depends
yeah.
on the productivity level.
Yes.
Usually at peak performance, if you do exceptionally well, you will
Mm,
be able to do up to 96% production.
mm,
Now, if you're doing up to 96%, then that means about 48 or 45, let's say 45 eggs every day. So that
okay.
would be a crate and a half from 50 beds.
Mm,
Yeah, that would be a crate and a half from 50 beds. But she must be doing extremely well to be
mm,
able to get that production.
to get that.
Sometimes most layer farmers in Nigeria are only able to experience about 60%, maybe
Okay.
70% production
Yeah. Mm,
productivity level. So at 70%, you should be able to get a crate. You should be able to get a crate every day. And
every day.
if you take the 25 kg bag of layers mash, then if you have 50 beds, a 25 kg layer mash should serve you for 4 days.
Mm,
So
okay.
I'm going beyond her question now. I'm also
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
her some
Yeah.
more tips.
More
So
tips.
25 kg bag of layer mash should be able to serve you for 4 days, and then you should be able to produce between 35 to 40 crates. Sorry, 35 to 40 eggs per day from your 50 beds. So
Okay.
that would be a good production level.
Uh,
But again,
uh,
as she might be aware, usually when you start when the beds start production, they
mm,
produce very smaller eggs, and also not
yeah.
all of them start producing at once. So I'm talking like 3 months into their laying, you should be able to get between 35 to
Oh.
40 piece of eggs per day.
All right, there you go, O'Shea Beauty. I hope that answer your questions, and even much more that you think of. They're also asking for your details. So is it okay to just refer them to the website, or do you the numbers on there are all, they'll get through to you with the numbers on the websites, right? Okay, I think I've lost him. Yeah. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, so or they could they ask, they can click my email, for instance, so they can email me. That's fine. My email is
Okay.
actually on the website.
Okay, all right.
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. It froze for
Can
a
you hear
while,
me?
but I can hear you now. Yes.
Mhm.
So if you want his contact, just go on the website. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Farmer.
Can I write my number in the chat box? Can I
Oh
write
yeah,
my
you
number in the
can.
chat box?
Yes, you can. You can. All right. So I have his number and also his email. I'm going to go ahead and post it on here for you guys. So that you'll be able to get in touch with him. Just give me a minute. Sorry about that. Everything is live, so I usually just do while we're talking. While we're talking as well.
Mhm. I understand. You're bootstrapping a lot at this point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so I have all the details scrolling at the bottom of the screen right now. His contact number, Mr.
Mhm.
So should I be
You
calling
probably
you?
need a secretary.
Yeah. So should I be calling you Alaji Usman or should I call you Mr. Usman? What should I be calling you? Or just Usman?
Well, you can just call me. You can just call me Usman Ali, or you can call me Farmer Insud. That's fine.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to use the farmer in suit. That sounds so, that sounds nice. So you have farmers in suits contact details scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
Cliche, right?
So his phone number and his email and also the website just in case you want to learn more about what they do and all that. So I there's a topic I would want us to really talk about: the rural development program that you do. How do you go about it? What are you trying to achieve with it, and who do you
Mhm.
focus on?
So, you see, the challenge that we have today in today's Nigeria is actually brought about in part by young people who do not have faith in either the
Mm,
country, the future of the country, or even their own future.
mm,
Part of the reason why they turned out the way they did is because they didn't have better choices, they didn't have better options, and so they ended up
mm,
where they are. It's become a tradition because most of about 90% of all the farming field in Nigeria are brown fields.
mm.
What this means is they are only cultivated during the rainy season.
Raining
We do not
season,
have
yes.
fadama and dry season
Mm,
farming. So
mm,
what you get is during the rainy season, most of these boys will go back to the villages. Most of these young men will go back to the villages to farm. Once it's dry season post harvest, what they do is they go to the cities and ride Okada. And this is how you begin to have all the other social vices that accumulate and boomerang.
yeah.
So what we're trying to do is to help, first of all, the smallholder farmers in rural communities to be able to farm in a manner that is sustainable
Yep.
and profitable.
Mm,
The way to do that is to help them improve their farming practice that will help to increase their productivity, and then penultimately it will improve their livelihoods. So we
No.
go in, we build farmer field schools. We
Mm,
actually demonstrate the farming practice on these field schools. We
yeah.
teach these people, and we help them to improve their practice. Once we're able to achieve that, then we provide them with support. Most of this
Mm,
support is actually on a need basis. So we know every farmer, we know what exactly he needs, and then we provide exactly what they need. So ranging from
okay.
farm input credit to farm extension support, sometimes cash advances, and then also
Mm,
linked to market for their produce. Because depending
mm,
on what product you take in Nigeria, we are actually losing between 30% to up to 60% of some
mm.
produce to post-harvest losses. One of the
Oh,
key issues that leads to inefficiency in the value chain and post-harvest losses is actually the lack of access to markets. So these are some of the key issues that we're trying to solve. We're trying to solve inefficiencies in the agricultural value chain, starting with the custodians of the field, which are the
mm,
rural smallholder farmers. Now, once we do that, our focus is actually mostly women and youths. Even
yes.
though we're
Yeah.
teaching the old, but we are also trying to show the younger people that if you farm properly, you'll be able to make enough profit and live a good life out of it.
Good.
Hey, look
Yeah.
at me. I have a PhD and I am still tilling the soil. So what do you think? What do you say? You too can do it because I am doing it.
Mm,
So first of all, for me, it's a personal mission, and then, of course, as a business in Usefa, this is actually enshrined in our thinking and our actions and the way we run our business. So we are more or less a social enterprise. We are not,
mm.
even though registered as a for-profit, but we also look at the other social benefits that we
Social
can
benefits.
we
Yeah.
can we can bring to the community, especially in our effort to help in solving rural poverty.
Mm. Wow, thank you so much. That's wonderful. I'm going to just go through our viewers again. I actually have my younger brother, Kayode
Mhm.
Shofia. He wants to know if there are different breeds of layers, and
Mhm.
if not, that he only felt that it's only broilers and the Nola layers. That if there are other breeds that you can please share with him.
Okay, so he seemed to be involved a lot with poultry products.
Yeah.
Broilers are strictly for meat. Broilers are strictly for meat production. So
Mm,
before Noila came, I'm happy he mentioned Noila. Before Noila came and became popular, back in the
mm,
days, we only have three different breeds of chicken. We have the
mm,
layers, we have the
mm.
broilers, and we have the cockerel,
Cockerel,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so the layers are those ones that lay the egg. For the
Mm,
layers, there are actually about four different breeds. We have the
mm.
white, we have the black, we have the
Right.
Isa brown, right?
It's a brown,
Even
yeah.
the Isa brown, there is a different genetics and
Yeah.
classification.
Yeah.
But for West Africa, we are more inclined with Isa brown. That is
Mm,
what it's tropical and it works for us. Of course,
mm,
some people still do a lot of black layers in
mm,
Nigeria, and very
mm,
few places maybe a little bit of white layers. So I've seen
mm.
that, but the vast majority, probably like 90% or more, are doing the Isa brown.
It's
Now
a
those are
brown.
the layer breed. Isa brown.
Mm, mm,
Those are the layer breeds that work for Nigeria. Now the broiler is strictly for poultry meats. Where you see any laying broiler, it is actually, we call them breeder. Those are
oh,
breeder
okay.
hens. The
Oh,
only
okay.
reason that broilers lay eggs, the eggs are fertilized. It is for the purpose of producing broiler chicks.
Broiler chicks, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, broiler is strictly for meat consumption. And then you
Mm,
have the cockerel. Now, broiler is a little bit fragile. They get sick quickly and they die very quickly. Um,
mm,
uh, Cockerel, on the other hand, they don't grow very fast. So broiler will be ready to eat within 6 to 8 weeks. The
mm.
cockerel will take 5 months to be ready to eat,
Yeah.
or sometimes 8 months or 6 months. But they don't die easily. You can leave
Mm.
them outside. They don't need the amount of intensive care that
Care.
broiler chicken needs. And this was what actually led to you know, the Noila. So Noila is a crossbreed between between broiler and cockerel.
Okay.
Noila is
I
actually a
didn't know
breed. Noila is a breed that actually grows faster than broiler,
Mm. The
faster than
cockerel.
cockerel, but it
Mm.
has the resistance of the
Mm.
cockerel. So it has some gene of broiler in it that helps it
Mm.
to grow fast, but it doesn't need the amount of intensive care that broiler needs, right? So within 4 to 5 months, Noila can be ready also for sale. But talking about layers, there's mostly just one breed of layers in Nigeria, which is the Isa Brown. Most of the hatchery houses in Nigeria either have their parent stocks from the same source or very closely related sources. And I know from authority that about 90% of all the laying birds, the parent stock in Nigeria, actually is a brown.
Mm. Okay, thank you so much for that information. Yeah, he's really into poultry. That's my
Mm-hmm,
younger brother back. He stays in Niger State, Suleja
mm-hmm,
actually, with my mom. You know,
mm-hmm.
so he's been dabbling into it here and there. You understand? So and that's I'm hoping that will be the younger farmer in the house as well, in the
Well, we're all
family.
farmers in heart.
Exactly. So thank you so much, Farmer in Suit, for
Thank
being
you.
part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just want to can you please give us your last word first for youths that looking up to to you to want to be
Mm-hmm.
where you are today, and also to farmers in general.
Yeah, so you see, one of the major challenge that we have in Nigeria is that everybody wants to hammer. There is no hammering in agriculture.
Hmm,
It is a lot of hard work. It requires a lot of patience, a lot
hmm.
of, like I said, clear vision,
Clear vision.
perseverance, and consistency. You know, when you're consistently doing something for 8 years, like I have done,
Hmm,
then you will definitely see results. I
hmm,
tell you, there are times when I cried. There have been
hmm.
moments when I say, look, I want to sell off this thing and go and live a normal life like every other person.
Every other
My
person.
friends have labeled me madman for years, right? So there
Yeah.
is no hammering in agriculture. If you want to do it, just make sure it is what you want to do. The money will come, but it doesn't come like politicians' money comes.
Mm.
You have to master the act. You have to know it. You
Mm,
have to understand it. You have to build pedigree, and then you'll be
mm,
able to at least eat and then also have some money in your pockets. And
mm,
who says you cannot be a farmer and still wear suits? I'm the
mm,
living proof. So you too
mm,
can do it. As for existing farmers, I would just say, you know what? So I will take, since we've been talking about poultry, I will take poultry, for instance, and even
mm,
fish. So success in poultry farming is 99% management and 1% medicine.
mm.
It's also the same with everything else.
Everything
If
else.
you know the value of the nutrients in your field, in the soil, and you also do a crop suitability analysis to be able to know what are the preferred crops to grow there, you would have solved yourself a lot of trouble. That
Mm,
analysis will also have told you what kind of fertilizer to apply and at what quantity. That analysis would have told you what kind of weed is likely going to grow on your
going to
farm.
grow.
So you will
Yeah.
be able to know what kind of herbicide to apply. That analysis would have been able to show you what larva or egg of insects are in the soil and are
Mm,
likely to disturb your crop. So you will know what to do with it. So what am I saying? That knowledge and information is super, super important and an integral part of success in agriculture. If you do not have the knowledge, seek it, find it,
mm,
and consume yourself in the learning process. Continuous personal development should have no end. And of course, when you are in real trouble, seek help from
mm,
professionals.
mm.
But again, you know, no matter what, tomorrow is going to be better than today. If you are a
Yeah.
farmer and you are in some trouble right now, I tell you what, it's okay. It's okay. You're going to be all right. just keep pushing and you shall pull out of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Farmer in Suits. I'm so grateful to have you on the show. And I also want to quickly say thank you to our viewers for today. O'Shea Beauty, my mom was actually watching us from Margaret Ogundipe, Gaba Awol. Thank you so much. He's always on the show. He wanted your address, so you should be able to get all that at the bottom of the screen. And also Adeo Jerinde from Abeokuta, that's a pastor of mine who is into real estate. We've had him on the show for land farmlands as well. We've spoken to him once on the show before. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. And my younger brother, Coyote, thank you. Keep seeking knowledge, everybody. And Farmer Into, thank you once again. I know I keep saying thank you over and over again, but that's just me. When I'm inspired and I am, excited about someone or something, I'm always, that way. I'm glad to have you on the show. I'm hoping that, like I said, when I come home sometimes, or even Tunde, I might be able to get Tunde to calm down as well. I'll talk to him at the back end to see
Thank
if
you.
we could do a follow up on the farm with you and things like that. And
No problems.
so I'm going to say thank you to everybody for being part of the show today. And we hope that when we call on you once again, and you won't mind coming up, because I know there are still more we need to talk about. We're just
Yeah.
scratching the surface.
Mhm.
There's so many things I want to learn from you. Because someone that has been doing it for 8 years, and you're successful at it, it means you've gone through both the good and the bad of it, and
Sure.
and you're standing. So you're someone would want to call back on once again, hopefully to talk about the other aspect, like the fish and every other thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
And so, oh, thank you once again. And this is me
Thank you very much.
saying thank you for watching, everybody. Until we'll meet next week again. Hopefully, we'll bring someone as exciting as Farmer in Suits up again on the show. I'm going to say good night. To have a wonderful weekend ahead. And my guys from Nigeria, remember, appreciate your farmers. No farmer, no food, and seek knowledge. And we'll see you once again next week. Thank you.
Thank you very much.